What up, YouTube? I just wanted to speak on this SaNeter versus Taharka Bey BS and this who's putting in work narrative that these people run, and just people in general in the conscious community run, right? First of all, people in general do not get anything out of watching SaNeter TV or Moore's World TV. What you get out of those channels is misinformation. Now, I know we like to watch them for the drama and hold on. For the drama and what you think may be educational. Hold on, y'all. What you think may be educational. But, let me get this light out of my damn face. But you got to understand something. Let me tell you something. I am, and most people listening to me are African American or Black American. That is who we are in 2021. Our distant ancestors are from West Central Africa. Nowhere else if you're Black American or African American. Plain and simple. We descend from West Central Africans, period. Not East Africans. Now, if someone is here and they have their bloodline from East Africa, then they're not Black Americans or African Americans. They're immigrants. The people that got off them ships and was in them cotton fields, West Central Africa. Strictly. Anybody else you're calling black that's in America is an immigrant who was not part of the slave trade and from different areas in Africa. You have to get this through your head. You are West Central African. Now, if you go to SaNeter's TV, SaNeter's YouTube page, and just scroll up and down for a year or two, you won't get any education about your ancestors and the people you come from in West Central Africa. There's absolutely zero education in that area. If you go to Moore's World TV, you won't get that either. In other words, these guys are fucking you over intellectually. Explain, Chief X. Okay. So, Moore's World TV, his main thing, his niche, is teaching people what he calls Morse science. No such thing. Science is science. There's no such thing as Moorish science. Now, you know that's a cute phrase they use. So he's teaching you that you are a Moor. He's teaching you that you are a North African, not a West Central African. So he's miseducating you on an extreme level. We're not North Africans. I just told you where you descend from. All of Africa is not yours. North Africa is not Black Africa and never has been Black Africa. I've proven that, and people have to get over it now. So he's teaching you that you are a North African Muslim. That's what a Moor is. A Moor is a Arab and a Berber who is a Muslim in North Africa. Taharka Bey, Moorish World TV, is teaching you that you are a Moor, aka a Arab and Berber and a North African. He's fucking over your history and your people. So if you're being miseducated over there. Now on SaNeter, all the education and information you will get is either you descend or have something to do with the ancient Egyptians or Hebrews. More North African, Levant, Near East bullshit. Nothing to do with West Central Africa. So the entire conscious community for decades has been focused on total BS. And that's why I had to distance myself. That's why you see me correcting shit and debunking shit. Because I'm actually trying to get people on the right track. To be righteous, you first have to be right. So there's few righteous ones out here teaching reality and true history. I'm one of them. But we don't get no following. We're outcasts. Because people want entertainment and people prefer revised, glorified history so they can feel better. So SaNeter done this thing where he said this putting in work challenge. And who's going to show him that they put in more work than him? See, conscious community people, these angry, confused, anti-science nutcases who are mad at the black church and come waddling their ass over here to the conscious community, turning a new leaf, thought they were learning something. They came over here, turned a new leaf, and got some more miseducation. Everyone was better off when they was with the black church, to be real about it. You know, the black church, throughout black American history, has been the help, never the conscious community. So you go to SaNeter's page, all up and down for years, he's talking about Hebrew shit and Egyptian shit. That's all the debates have been about. They hate their own distant culture and people and bloodline, the West Central Africans. They won't dare teach you about that. Nobody. So these cats are claiming and they put in work. Because SaNeter feels, because he ran around 125th Street with a bullhorn talking rabid racist shit, that means he's putting in work. You guys have to stop this putting in work talk. First of all, learning about history, which he's not teaching because he don't know about history, is a hobby and an interest. It's not called work. It's nothing no one in the conscious community is doing that's... well, let me not say nobody. Let me just stick with these two. These two have never, ever in their entire life put in work for the community of black folk. I have. I was a youth counselor for a decade. 10 years, do you know how many kids and parents I spoke to and helped out with advice? These niggas can't compare to me if you're talking about putting in work. I got the entire city of Compton shopping at a black-owned grocery store that they knew nothing about, and that grocery store is still up and running today because of the work I put in my community. Y'all seen me taking pictures up there. Next day, Nation of Islam, we met up there, and we had this grand opening type thing, and everybody shops there to this day. The only black-owned beauty supply store that I know in Los Angeles by a black woman, I put her on the map. And all the community and all the sisters in the community go to her now. Her video got 30,000 views around here from me doing an interview and putting it out there. So I've done real community work as far as business. And helping out the youth in the community. These guys, Morris World TV and SaNeter, has never done that in their life. Nothing close. So, the entire SaNeter TV Black News One-on-One platform is a platform full of miseducation. In the times that I have been on that platform to discuss and debate, I've came on those platforms to debunk the bullshit you know and teach you reality. Both of my times I've debated on SaNeter's TV was Jabari and Polite, the two baddest as far as debates go, according to you guys. I say, bring me your best, and I debated. I don't fuck with flunkies. And both times, I was science-based. One time talking about health, and one time just strictly talking about health and science. And one was about spirituality, and I was letting them know that I'm a pantheist and I'm science-based. And I was trying to give people reality. I was trying to say that in order for your life to improve, you can pray all you want. That's not going to improve it. You can do all this old, what you consider spiritual shit, all you want. What's going to help is you actually going to school and getting an education and then getting a good job. And or getting a trade from going to school. And or just doing the work, the physical work it takes to progress your life. That was what I was talking about. I've never been on there to tell you some fantasy history and tell you that you're the Egyptians and none of that old bullshit. So what is SaNeter and Taharka Bey going through? They're competing for who can entertain you the best. That's what it is. Because there's no real teaching on either of their platforms. Unless you think you're some Egyptian or Hebrew. And you're neither one of those two. So people have wasted over a decade focused on SaNeter TV and the bullshit taught over there. All these niggas got comedic names. They say, fuck West Africa. Fuck Central Africa. And disrespect my ancestors. This is Asante gang, bitch. The ancestors are rolling over in the grave behind the bullshit y'all be on. I made that Black Egypt debunked 5 months ago. Nobody has rebutted it yet. People are mad as hell. Because they're scared to talk about Egypt nowadays. Because it's embarrassing. Chief X shut that shit down. And now they're embarrassed to even have comedic names. And they make excuses for their comedic names. These cats get all these views and attention. But if somebody's teaching some real history, some real life, some reality, no one too much cares. Right? So, SaNeter, you've never put in work. Taharka, you've never put in work. The only thing that me and you are responsible for is to take care of your families and children. That's it. When everyone does that in their own lane and that, then the black community can be okay. As long as they're teaching false history, revised history, you guys will continuously be in la-la land and off track. It is what it is. Now, I've started YouTubing, but I give people a variety. I'm not stuck on certain stuff because I'm not a one-trick pony. So, people may not be interested, but hell, it's just what I do. I'm not following none of y'all's model of what y'all have done so far. No, buddy. I have to come outside of you and deal with a variety of topics and information and actually teaching some reality, teaching real history, teaching some real science. Now, I'm no teacher or scholar, but I just like to have intellectual conversations and discussions. That's it. But you're gaining and learning from listening to my discussions and talks I have when I'm online. Whether you want to admit it or not. People learn more from me this year than they didn't learn in 10 years. People giving up that Egypt shit. All y'all master teachers were non-credentialed, habitual liars and con men. I've realized that, and I don't give a fuck who gets mad about me saying it. They were all con men and non-credentialed fake history teachers. Yep. That's what it is. That's why you guys don't, if somebody asks you who's your favorite warrior, scholar, or teacher, you guys can't name nobody because you've dismissed real credentialed and college professors. You've dismissed people who have degrees in science and MDs and PhDs and masters. You've dismissed them in favor of fuckboys. Because y'all would rather think you fooling white folk, and you would rather act like you some goddamn ancient Egyptian or Nubian and think you fooling white folk, and they sitting here laughing at your dumb ass. Y'all thinking y'all getting all this real history and showing people. You ain't showing a motherfucking thing but how gullible and naive you are. And they're laughing. They just hands off, but they're laughing. Yeah. So, SaNeter, you ain't put in no work ever. Taharka Bey, you ain't putting in no work ever. Taharka Bey, I came on your channel and debated with you and Ishmael Bey. It was a debate against Ishmael Bey a couple years ago, but I ended up debating both of y'all because you were the worst host and moderator ever. And biased. You shouldn't have been holding debates. If you wanted to debate, just debate. And I came over there and beat the brakes off of y'all. It was like child abuse. I'm not coming for you, Taharka. But if you're claiming that you're trying to do things proper now and spit the truth and remove frauds and all this shit you talking over the last month, you got to start with yourself. The Moors in the community have never won a debate. I think they're 0-8. And you know better, Taharka. You know all that shit you talking about Moorish science is a lie, and all of it has been. You just holding on for attention and power reasons. So you're being deceitful on purpose, is what I'm saying, basically. You know that hat I'm gonna do a history review on that tarbouche, the fez. You know for a fact that shit come up out of Turkey. You know for a fact black folk didn't watch that unless they was an Askari or the police in Central Africa, fighting for European colonial forces. You know that. I've showed this and proved this. So if you know this and still teaching otherwise, you're being deceitful. You know for a fact, there's no doubt in your mind that everything I've spoke on, I got a video on my channel about the Moors and who the Moors are. You know for a fact and for certain that the Moors are Arabs and Berbers and North Africans. You've been fucking off our people, miseducating our people, disrespecting our ancestors too long and too hard. On purpose. So y'all are purposely lying and purposely miseducating the people. I can't honor that. I just can't. I got to call that shit out. I'm going to do a cold-blooded presentation either tonight or the next day. And y'all got to change and cut this shit out. Yeah, you do. It's a fucking circus. It's what it is. It's a fucking circus. The conscious community is a circus. 90% of the people who are popular are full of shit and habitual liars. Tony Browder, I ain't finished with you either. Rest in peace, Runoko Rashidi. But you miseducated our people on purpose and dissed the junior elders whenever we tried to have a discussion with you. Tony Browder, you diss us too. You was just on video last week saying you're not having a discussion with no motherfucking body. You don't give a fuck about us. As long as you can push that Egypt bullshit and that Olmec bullshit and get paid and get donations, you're fine. I'm coming for you again. You're a deceitful man and a habitual liar. Anthony Browder, yes. And I'm not done. You're going to correct this shit or face embarrassment for your intentional deceit and intellectual treason. Yeah, I'm just on a rant. But it's a real rant. I ain't told not one lie. I'm so sick of people. I'm sick of these niggas, man. And it's just clown shit. Check this out. SaNeter, you over here jiving the people and bullshitting the people, bro. All this deflection and shit and bullshit y'all been doing for the last month and a half. Total bullshit. SaNeter, you're on video saying nobody would know Polite if it wasn't for me. That you put him out to the world. And you knew since day one, because I've sent you all my videos, that Polite's a scammer. You known since day one that he's shady, he's fraudulent. You didn't care. I've made videos saying don't put him on your channel. I've even threatened you and Garfield, said you bet not put Polite back on your channel or I'm going to go in on you. Both of y'all disobeyed my orders and said, fuck you, Chief X is our boy and he's a GOAT. I mean, both of y'all said, fuck you, Chief X. Polite is our boy and he's the GOAT and we're going to keep putting him on. What y'all did was saying, we don't give a fuck about him robbing and stealing from black folk. We're going to keep helping him look good. And we're going to let y'all know that he's not scamming. And to do business with him. We're going to help Polite rob you guys. Because you popular folk tried to make people, not me, tried to make these gullible, naive, conscious community people. You attempted your best to make these people legit to the community. That's what you did, and that's your sin. You niggas got to apologize. I told your black ass, SaNeter, day one, when Polite got arrested, you should have got ahead of the curve and went on and apologized. And you wouldn't be going through none of this right now. I said that. I told a bunch of niggas, get out here and apologize. And I'm not finished with these niggas either. All you niggas who promoted Polite, who marketed him, who bigged up him, need to get on motherfucking video and apologize, and ain't nobody done it yet. All you bitch ass niggas need to do this shit. You were wrong. You were disrespectful to the black community. And you've harmed the community. You ain't put in no work in the community. You've done nothing but harm the black community. Running around here with a bullhorn. You're running off at the mouth, yelling racist shit. Making white folk bend down and all that old dumb shit. It's a bunch of racist foolishness. And it doesn't help anyone and hasn't helped anyone. That's not called putting in work. Is you niggas really that nuts where you think putting in work is putting on a fucking debate? That's called fun and entertainment. And making money. Fun, entertainment, and money making. That's not work. You miseducated thousands of people in the process. These niggas for decades been arguing about Egypt versus Hebrewism. Comedics versus Hebrew Israelites. And neither one of them are any of those things. It's like Chinese and Japanese people arguing to the world that they're the original Samoan. Can you imagine? How the hell Chinese and Japanese people gonna argue that they the Samoans or they the real black people? Like what? That's what you guys are doing when you guys are arguing. You guys are West Central Africans who said, fuck our distant ancestors. We want something sexy. And we're going to argue about Hebrews and Egyptians for 15 years. And we're neither one of them. We've wasted time. Is what y'all done was wasted time. And guess what? The Hebrews is wrong as fuck. And the Comedics is wrong as fuck. Two niggas wrong as fuck arguing with each other about another people's culture and history. Can you imagine this? Think about this. For 15 years, SaNeter TV has been about us West Central Africans by bloodline arguing with each other about two other peoples who are not even kinky-haired Africans' history. And claiming both of those histories. And they're neither one of them. Coming on trial on all of them are wrong. Both sides are wrong. Period. That's just what it is. You niggas have wasted our time. Wasted our energy. Miseducated us. On purpose. For 2 decades, damn near. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You need to get on the motherfucking mic like I do and be righteous like I am and say, I apologize for all that bullshit. We was wrong. We ain't no Egyptians. We ain't no Hebrews. We ain't none of that bullshit. Now, if that's your religious faith, then just say that. And keep that shit to yourself. What that said on my shirt? Old school player. So I just wanted to make this little rant because I just was in this rant mood. And just looking back in hindsight, all these people, all these niggas, wasting each other's time, never growing. I'm probably one of the one and only cats who's been like, you know, in this, who's like progressing and actually growing. Business-wise. Opportunities. I plan on buying another house in a year and a half. I'm progressive. I had 2 homes and lost 2 homes over the years. But I plan on buying another one, and it'll be my last one. Because I've been doing good business-wise, and I have fucking excellent credit. My shit's 750 right now. Yeah. I'm out.